Hi, I'm Danny Ramos, and welcome to this week's edition of Hispanic Speak Out, brought to you every week at 9:30 p.m. on Tuesdays on Bright House Cable through the sponsorship and courtesy of Bright House Cable. We appreciate, we've been on the air now for about 8 years, and we want to thank Bright House Cable particularly for supporting the Hispanic community and getting the message out about their issues and civic responsibilities. I want to remind you that the Hispanic Achievers License Plate is available in DMVs, all DMVs throughout the state of Florida. This license plate commemorates the 500-year anniversary of Hispanics being in the state of Florida. What does that mean? That means that Hispanics landed in Florida on the peninsula of what we now call Florida over 500 years ago. And the 500-year anniversary is coming up in 1513. Ponce de Leon, who was the explorer who landed on the east coast of Florida, actually named Florida, Florida, which means flowers. And St. Augustine, of course, everyone knows and everybody visits St. Augustine, was in 1565. It was actually built and started to be built in 1565. And that was, Hispanics had been here in Florida 250 years before George Washington was born, let alone the Declaration of Independence. So we've been here a long time, unlike common public opinion that Hispanics have recently arrived here. Hispanics have been here now for 500 years, and this is the commemorative plate authorized by the state legislature to celebrate the 500-year anniversary. And we want to thank Dean Cannon, for State Rep Dean Cannon, for helping us out in getting this through. He was a powerful force in recognizing the Hispanic contributions to the state of Florida. I'm here today with Art Ortero, who is the Vice Mayor of the city of Kissimmee. Now, Kissimmee is a very unique place, and so is Osceola County. For some reason, Hispanics have migrated into Osceola County to the point that they are actually more than half of the population of that area. So now Hispanics actually dominate that area. Why is that, Art?
Well, I believe that is like me. I moved from Virginia here. I was looking into a quiet town in which I can raise my family and have the opportunity to grow and help my family to go into their into their next level of their life. So that's what I saw coming here after living in many other places, big cities and so forth. I think Kissimmee was a good place to be.
And when did the Hispanic population really start to dominate Kissimmee? And when did politicians notice that they were beginning to dominate?
Well, I've been here since 1998, and I think before that, that's kind of when you start seeing more of the Hispanic moving into the area. For sure, the cost of the housing, there was an issue about it. That it made them to come here because the cost of housing was real inexpensive, and plus the opportunity of growth in jobs and so forth. So I think that when the politicians start seeing that, they realize that they were seeing a change in the whole county, in reference to the Hispanic population. So they kind of got more into driving themselves towards them.
You've been here for a long time. You've been here since the wave, at the very front of the wave.
Correct.
Of Hispanics into Osceola County. Was there resistance against the Hispanic community in that area?
Well, resistance, I'm not sure. I know that it doesn't matter where you're going, you're gonna feel resistant in a lot of things. But I think the most important thing is what difference you can make in your community. I don't think that is based on where you're from, if your color of your skin, is what you can make different, And I think myself, as personal, being in politics and getting involved in the community in the past, and I'm still doing it, I think that's what it created different, And I think that you had the respect from the people, don't matter if they're white, black, or Hispanic, yellow, whatever it might be, they will give you that respect because you made a difference in your community. I made a difference in my country. Because I served for 12 years in the military, so I know all about serving. So it's not about where you're from, but what difference you can make in your country, and that's kind of what I did.
Is redistricting going to affect Osceola County?
Well, it just depends how basically the lines are drawn, and I think that if we would like to see a Hispanic elected for sure in that district, in the new district that they want to have, the line have to be drawn in the way that a lot of people are expecting, and then from there they will see Hispanic elected, could be Democrat, could be Republican. But that's the concern that they have.
Are you saying that they're going to redistrict the district, they're going to reline the district in order to get a Hispanic in? In other words, that district is going to be dominantly Hispanic.
It's a possibility that we will see a congressman, a Hispanic congressman. But like I said, everything is going to depend of how that district is drawn, and what will be the majority of the voters. If it's more Democrat, then you're going to see more into the other side than if it's Republican. But I think it should be a balance for Republican and Democrat in that district.
And who do you think is eligible to be a congressman in that district if it happens?
Well, in my
you know everybody there.
Yeah,
I mean, you know
for
them
sure. And I know that Mr. John Quiñones, our commissioner, John Quiñones, has been, representing us, and when he was in Tallahassee, now in the county. He has a lot of year experience. He has participated in many ways, in many things. He will be a good prospect. Still, we like to see, who else is going to be.
Any women?
Woman I don't know. You could say Belinda Ortiz. Well, Belinda Ortiz
she's been out there for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time, and I think even though she represents the city, she has a good position.
Well, she's also a Republican, and John is a Republican.
Correct. I feel that it's, but I don't know. We never know. They might say, "Hey, Art, you want to run for Congress?"
Are you a Republican?
Why not? I am a Republican.
Okay.
I am a Republican, a conservative.
Okay.
Republican, so yes.
Okay. So I think, if you're looking at it from the point of view of experience and the point of view of who's in line in the pecking order, John Quiñones would be the most likely person that the Republican Party would put up, don't you think?
It could be, yes. Like I said, we had to see what other candidate, and for sure if the party said they want this person, and they go by, like they do a roll call and trying to find out, to see who will be will have a better name recognition and so forth.
Well, they don't want a primary. So they're going to go out and they're going to pick somebody who, is going to walk away with it.
Correct.
Yeah, so because it's a new thing, they're not going to want a battle, internal battle in the party.
Correct.
So John would probably be the most likely person.
Could be.
What about you being mayor of the city?
Great.
You're vice mayor.
Well, yes.
Kissimmee is what percentage Hispanic?
Right now, 59%.
59?
59% of the population in the city.
Do they vote?
That's the problem. They don't come out to vote. And that's kind of what, made me disappointed, sad about it. Because mainly the majority of the Hispanic are Puerto Ricans. Puerto Ricans, we are Americans. We born American. For sure, we know that by then coming here from Puerto Rico here to the United States, it's a different way of voting. In Puerto Rico, politics is like a daily thing, every day. And more than 80% of the people go out to vote. Compared to the United States, Puerto Ricans going out to vote. But they come in here and they feel that.
What is the percentage in Puerto Rico that vote?
Over 80%.
Yeah, 80%. I know it's very high.
Oh, very high. Maybe 90%.
They fly flags on their houses.
Exactly. They do a lot of things. They do a lot of. It's a festivity when you have election in Puerto Rico, and a lot of them when they come here, they want to run. They want to be away from politics, but they have to have an understanding. You have a civil right, and one thing is that you have to vote. If you want to see the difference in our community, you have to go out to vote. At this moment, when you see politicians from Washington, and when they look at our community, they don't see that we participate in election. Osceola County is in the bottom in Florida to be basically the last one in percentage of voter participation, and it's sad, and mainly of them are Hispanic, and they have the opportunity to make a difference. And I think if the Hispanic community come out together and work together towards that, you're gonna see a different feeling in Osceola County you're going to see more participation from politicians from Washington in Tallahassee. Because what it moves politics or politician is voting. And if they see in Osceola County that people are voting in a big percentage, you're going to see them more often. You're going to see their campaigning, looking for money, looking for their support, because that's what is going to make a difference, that vote. And unfortunately, we don't have that yet. And I'm running for mayor, for sure, for 2012. I'm running for mayor.
Who will you be running against?
Against Gene Swan, the current mayor.
And you're vice mayor now?
I am the vice mayor now.
Do you see him every day?
Well, not every day, but when we're in meetings, I see him. And we look at each other, and basically that,
Well, how did you become vice mayor?
Well, the vice mayor position is elected by your fellow commissioners.
Okay.
And that's kind of how I went, and I got elected by them, and I took position.
So the mayor gets elected by popular
by the people,
vote, and then the vice mayor
is by the commissioners.
is by the commissioners.
That's kind of how it's elected. That's kind of how the charter is done.
So son dos gallos en el mismo.
Correct.
These are like a rooster fight.
Exactly. Well, the mayor between...
Because the vice mayor and the mayor are going to be running against each other.
I have Commissioner Wanda Renta between us. She's the middle person. But I feel that Kissimmee had to go to a different level, and I think Kissimmee have been for so many years the tail of our community. And we see major opportunity with our airport that we have in Kissimmee. That can create a lot of the new industry to come into the area. We have an enterprise zone around the airport that can facilitate incentive in so many ways. Our lakefront, the situation now with Sunrail, that's going to create a lot of opportunity for our area. So we have to take advantage. We have a new economic development director, Belinda Ortiz, so she's doing a great job. And I think that by having her, we'll create more people, more awareness about what we have in Kissimmee to offer. And that's what we need. We have to be in the competition. And I think that, the past, all the, like our fellow mayor, he's a good old history, Now we have to look for the future. And I think that
so you're saying
my vision...
his time has come and gone.
Exactly,
Okay.
I believe that my mentality, my vision will take the city into a different level. Will take the city to be the leader in Central Florida, because we have the opportunity to be the one. We have the opportunity to bring that economy that we need in Central Florida will come up from Kissimmee. That's what I always believe. I believe that what we have there is so much potential to bring a successful community.
Has Kissimmee gotten hit hard by the foreclosure situation?
Big time,
yeah,
for sure. And also in Osceola County, in areas like Ponciana, like in Buenaventura Lake, like in areas like Lakeside and some other area, where you see the majority of the Hispanic, yes, because at that time, and that's kind of where I'm disappointed, because there were some brokers, that were taking advantage of those Hispanic when you can see that income-wise they don't qualify to buy a house, or their credit, they wasn't in a position, they were putting them in some subprime loans that made them to lose their home right now. So that's kind of what disappoint me.
And how does that affect the Kissimmee as a whole economically? I mean, has it affected local businesses and affected the way politics is handled?
Well, politics, no. In reference to our people's need and in lack of employment and lack of money, yes, because it's like in many places around the United States, people were depending of a good job and be able to sustain and maintain their family, and because the lack of production, the lack of money investing in so many ways have made a lot of those people lose their job and lose their home and so forth. So it's kind of sad. That's kind of why we had to change our way of thinking of what it used to be, tourism. I think we had to go and change and look for ways to bring more education into our area, because I always say that education is the cure of poverty. Right now we have the Florida Technical College in Kissimmee. We're looking to bring MECTEC in the future to come to Kissimmee. And I believe that with the expansion in Valencia College, UCF, and so forth, we prepare better our children and so forth to be ready to go to the next level. And when that happens, for sure, those people that are looking to move from other states and looking for areas where they can bring their industry, they will have a population that is prepared, educated, and they will be able to, to succeed. And I think that's one of the things that we have to do: bring education into our area, prepare our children, our kids, so they can go to the next level, and encourage other industry to come into the area, provide incentives. Because the tourism is good, but we have proof that it's not going to be something permanent that's going to bring success into our community. We have to go in a different way. And I think that my vision and my goals that I have in place would achieve that goal. And I feel that Kissimmee will go into a next level.
Are there any community colleges in Kissimmee right now?
Well, Valencia Community College.
Valencia that has a campus there?
Exactly, a big
good.
one.
Yeah.
Exactly. They're going to expand and so forth. For sure we have the Florida Technical College that is there. TICO, that is another faculty that we have in Osceola County. But we would like to see, for nursing, school nursing and dental assistance, some other things.
Yeah, technical trade.
Technical trade, yes, that's really important. That's what I would like to see. That's what I'm working and working with many organizations to, educational, industry to come into our area, because that's going to help us.
The Puerto Rican Day Parade is going to happen in Kissimmee. There's been a Puerto Rican Day Parade in Orlando for a long time.
Correct.
It's gone completely downhill. And many people say it's become an embarrassment to the community. Now Kissimmee, some people in Kissimmee have gotten together. Are you involved in that?
Well, yeah, I've been helping them, participating in some way. I know they have a great team of people that are being, managing and taking this event into a next level, because that's what we want. We want to make sure that this event will be a success event, and that we can see years to come the event, bigger and bigger, like we see in New York and Chicago, for sure. And I think it's going to happen. It's going to be a great success. The people that are doing their job, working hard and so forth for the event. I've been participating in many ways as well. Unfortunately, I cannot do many things because I'm involved in a lot of things. And, I have to work, politics and so forth, raise a family. So I have to do a little bit of everything. But I'm there supporting them and helping them.
When is that parade going to be? When are they scheduling?
That's going to be on the the 23rd, 24th of July. It's a Saturday and Sunday.
Coming up now?
Yeah, this month.
Oh, okay.
Not this coming weekend, the following weekend.
Okay.
It's going to happen. Friday, they're going to have the gala. And then Saturday and Sunday is going to be the event.
Great. You going to be at the gala?
Yes. I'm
Of course.
I'm going to be there.
That's your constituents.
Yeah, I have to be there, yes.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yes.
So what else can you tell us about the future of your political life?
Well,
in other words, it's going to be mayor, and then what?
Well, I would like to see my ultimate goal is being in Congress. That's always been an opportunity, because I feel that I can make a difference in my district, into my constituent and so forth. But from here, for mayor, you never know. It could be a state representative, it could be a state senate. You never know if I can be for Congress. But I know that I have done a good job as a commissioner and vice mayor, and many people know that, and they've been applauding about it, and I think I can be doing a better job as a mayor for Kissimmee, and for sure that is going to take me to a different level, because it's going to be more responsibility, and for sure I have to walk the talk, because that's what people are going to be seeing by me being the mayor of Kissimmee. It's not about that will be the first Hispanic elected commissioner in over 130-something years of history in Kissimmee. Well, but it will make a difference. We're talking about Hispanic achievement, achievers, and I think that will be a great achievement. If I can do it, everybody can do it. And that's kind of how I see it. I'm not better than anybody else. You have to put your heart and your mind to do it, and that's kind of, I feel that it's going to happen.
Okay, let me take a little break now and talk about the license plate. In case you just tuned in, this is the Hispanic Achievers license plate, which was passed by the state legislature June 4th. It's in all the tag offices throughout the state, and you can put this on your car, like a regular license plate, just like a Manatee plate or an Orlando Magic plate. And it's the first Hispanic plate in the United States passed by a state legislative body. 90% of the proceeds of this plate go to nonprofit organizations that serve the community across the state. And this plate commemorates the 500-year anniversary of Hispanics arriving in the state of Florida, which happened in 1513. The plate says 1513 right on it. And Juan Ponce de Leon was landed on the shores of eastern Florida back in 1513, almost 500 years ago. And he actually named Florida, Florida. Florida means flower. And that state of Florida was actually named by Hispanics. In 1565, they founded St. Augustine, which is the oldest settlement in the United States. And this all took place 250 years before George Washington was actually born. So Hispanics have been in Florida for a very long time. They didn't just immigrate here recently. And this plate salutes all the contributions that every Hispanic makes to the Florida economy. If you're Hispanic, orgullo de ser hispano, become a Hispanic achiever, and put this plate on your car. Arturo, tell me a little bit about how you feel about the presidential elections coming up. There doesn't seem to be a real Republican leader leading the charge. Unlike the Democrats, they had Obama. Obama was a talking star. He was very verbal, very well presented. And we don't seem to see that happening in the Republican Party now. Do you think, out of the running, who do you think would be a good candidate for president?
Well, they are great candidates, you know, for the Republican Party. We have good people. I don't know. I think my opinion, personal opinion, Rodney. I think that will be a good person for that. He has a lot of business experience and so the things that you know. Because I believe that we need to work in jobs. You know, I think the priorities that our president had, first starting with reform, medical reform, and some other things. I think that he should have waited that later. Let's concentrate on creating more jobs, help the business community go into the next level, incentivize and so forth. And I feel running with that mentality as a business person that he is, I feel that we'll take that into a different level. That's my opinion.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Are we kidding ourselves really as an American nation? Is the time of greatness over for America? It seems that almost all the Fortune 500 have abandoned manufacturing in the United States. They've gone into third world countries. The jobs that used to be occupied in Detroit for cars, making toothpaste, making different products, banking has left the United States. All the Citibank service centers and call-in centers are now in Pakistan or India.
Correct.
Those jobs are gone. They're never going to come back. So where is the United States going to go? And even Tim Geithner said that we're going to be suffering for a long time economically. Where is the United States going to go? I mean, are we ever going to recover from this?
Looking at history, past history, America has been going through so many situations that, you know, the economy went down to the ground and they came up. You know, I believe I will see America into that level that it was. I think we're still battling a lot of the issues that we have, you know, because the economy was basically hurt in many ways. But I feel that we're going to stand strong and we're going to be into that level again. You know, I always believe in that, especially if your faith is in God and how this country was built in faith in God. I feel that, I believe that we're going to be coming back to the same level.
Do you think the Puerto Rican, you know, everybody's said unofficially that the Puerto Rican community has been asleep in Central Florida for a decade. The Hispanics that were Puerto Ricans did not lead. There's a few of them, but they didn't lead as a group, which left a vacuum for Hispanics of other groups to take over and dictate to Puerto Ricans what they were going to do and how they were going to do it. Do you think that's changing now?
I feel that and believe that 2012 we're going to see a lot of Puerto Ricans come out to vote. I think that they've been taking us from granted. They think that we don't care You know, but they start waking up. They start seeing the difference, you know, the importance of going out to vote. 2012, we're going to see it, especially in August. That's for our local community. August is the most important thing, you know, important time for politics. It's not November, it's August. And that's kind of what we have to pursue and push more to them to understand that is the August election.
Explain to everybody what August means.
Well, in August, in a local level, in city and county, a lot of the election takes place, and for sure a lot of the new ordinance and new rules, and if it, you know, if they don't come out to vote, they're still going to be seeing the same thing every year. So you're not going to see no changes locally. You might see it nationwide because in November, but locally we're going to be continuing being the same. And I think that if they just change around their habit and they get more involved in August election, you're going to see more participation in many ways from other politicians statewide and nationally, because the way that we are voting in August, and they're going to see the difference. Because even in August, you see the primary for Democrats and Republicans, for state and for Congress. And when you see them participating more, I believe that you're going to see more of the politician involvement in our community. You know, so
Hispanic Achievers are going to make an announcement probably after this show airs that we are going to be doing free job fairs. In other words, it's been the standard procedure. Where do you get money to do a job fair? You get it by charging the companies for the space.
Correct.
Employment Guide does that, and whoever else does job fairs actually charges employers to be present. And that, to some degree, is a discouragement, because I know that, whether we want to admit it or not, employers want to participate, but they don't feel they should be paying some of them to participate in job fairs. And we'll be doing free job fairs.
Oh.
So we're not charging employers to participate. Job fairs will be absolutely free for everybody. And that's part of the advantage of having a Hispanic license plate. I'd like to, you to help me do a job fair in Kissimmee.
Great.
Okay, so, I'll be in touch with you to do...
I would like to.
Yeah, I mean, Kissimmee needs jobs.
Correct.
And we can get a lot of employers out there, and we can start the ball rolling out there.
Correct.
Okay? We're out of time.
Okay.
It's been great. Don't forget, get your Hispanic license plate at your tag offices. 90% of the proceeds go to Hispanic organizations. This is Danny Ramos from Hispanic Speak Out. We'll see you every Tuesday night here on Bright House Cable. We thank you so much. Artie, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
And I'll look forward to seeing you as mayor of Kissimmee.
Amen.
I'm going to be there.
Thank you.
I'd like to sponsor the cocktail party.
Yes, sir.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you,
We'll
sir.
see you next week.
All right.